I have a really fun tip to share with you today. This is something I've been doing for a little while, and it is bringing me so much joy. It's just a fun and easy, really great thing to do. And this is what I do. At the end of every day, as I'm laying in bed usually, I try and think about what was my favorite thing about that day. Sometimes I have written this down. I went through months where I actually wrote down right before I got into bed what my favorite thing about that day was. And then at other times I'm just laying in bed and before I fall asleep, I'll just think about, and you can only pick one thing, like what was your most favorite thing about that day. The really fun thing about doing this is it helps you to go to sleep with happy thoughts. And to have your brain be happy as you're going to sleep is a wonderful thing. There's so many studies that show that what the last things you think about before you go to sleep is what your brain will process and work on all night long. So if you can go to sleep with a happy thought, that your brain will work on that all night long, and it will help you feel happier in general. It's really cool. Another benefit of this is that you learn to know yourself better. So I had to go back after I'd written down for, a couple of months. I went back and read, and I realized there was kind of a pattern in what I was doing. So the things that generally tended to make me happy were things like those precious moments snuggling with a grandchild, just like, they'll let you just do that for just a couple seconds, or, cuddling up to my husband before I go to sleep. I love working in my yard, so that's something that was often a favorite thing for me. Teaching a class, love to do that. Also, sometimes just some downtime with a movie, and always chocolate with a movie, right? So just what you do when you write these down, or it helps you figure out what brings you joy, what makes you happy, so that when you need that pick-me-up, when you're feeling overwhelmed or depressed, or you need some time for yourself, you kind of have an idea about, yourself well enough that you kind of have an idea about what makes you happy and what brings you joy, what your favorite things are. So strange that we might not know that about ourselves. And I had to learn that about myself. I now kind of know the things that bring me joy, and they have no correlation whatsoever to my to-do list every day, interestingly enough. So I want to invite you to start picking out your favorite thing at the end of every day. And as you do this and you go to sleep with those happy thoughts, and as you do this on a consistent basis, you will find that you are happier. And another little tip at the end I want to share with you is, if you can get your kids to do this, and if they're willing to share that with you, then you know what to do for them, because they'll learn what things are their favorites. And then when they need to pick me up, you can do that for them. You know what means a lot to them. So I invite you to do this. It's easy. It's simple. It takes a minute every day, less than a minute every day. And it just is so much fun and will bring you greater joy in your life.